What's happening, everybody? Furious Pete here, and today I'm going to be addressing a question that I got within a letter from a fan today. Before I begin, just wanted to let you guys know, 2 new shirts available in the Team Furious apparel store. 2 dedicated for life shirts, D4L shirts. Both are in heather red, a super soft shirt, probably the softest and most comfortable shirt I've made so far. We got the t-shirt just like this that I'm wearing right here, and then also a tank. Only difference is that it is with white lettering. You can get those in the description below. Use the link in the description below to pick up your Team Furious apparel. Now, getting into this video, what I'm going to do is actually just read out this letter just to make everything very clear, make the whole situation as clear as possible. It says, I'm going to just make sure that, well, his last name isn't here, so that's alright. So, Dear Furious Pete, my name is Justin. I'm a 15-year-old boy from Montreal, and I need your advice. I watch your videos daily, and I'm truly inspired by your story. Let me tell you mine. In May of last year, I weighed 217 pounds. I knew I was overweight and I wanted to change, but I was never motivated until I went for a blood test in September and found out that there was a lot of fat in my blood. From that moment on, I was tired of everything and decided to lose weight. Started exercising more, eating less, and I was losing weight. I was so happy and never felt better, but that was the problem now. I was terrified of gaining weight. So I started eating less and was losing more weight. Right now, as of March 28, 2014, I weigh 131 pounds. I'm underweight, so that's almost 100 pounds lost, 90 pounds. I'm underweight for my age and my height. I know I need to eat more. My parents tell me, my doctors tell me. I have no energy anymore to concentrate in school, to play sports with friends. I'm always feeling cold, my blood pressure is low, and so is my pulse. I'm so bony now. I hate it. I know I need to get better because I don't want to get worse. I want to get better. I'm going to be going to an eating disorder clinic after I'm done writing this. The experts there will give me advice. Because not only do I want to get better, I want to gain muscle. That's why I'm reaching out to you. You inspired me to change. You are my hero. I would like your advice too on how to start weight training, what to eat and how much to eat. Now I know that if I start eating more and lifting weights, I'll gain some fat along with that muscle, but I'm willing to accept that. I'll do whatever it takes to get healthy again. So can you give me some tips on how to gain muscle, workout, rest, nutrition? I watch all of your videos, challenges, and vlogs, so if you could reply in a video, that would be great. If not, just send a letter back or email, that would be fine. Thank you for everything. You're my inspiration. Sorry if I keep repeating myself, Justin. Justin, you have admitted that you've developed an eating disorder. I went through the exact same thing. Exact same thing that you said. It's cold, no energy. That is the big thing, where you have no energy to concentrate whatsoever because you need nutrition to help that brain function. Without nutrition, that brain will never function. So I'm glad that you've realized that you have a problem. You've gotten to the point where you know you need to change, but undoubtedly, like with most people that develop these eating disorders, image disorders, you develop that little voice inside your head. And that is what is driving you to make all these decisions and make all these starvation decisions that you have made. That voice inside your head is what is telling you to keep starving yourself, to keep killing yourself, to get to the point of death. Because that is undoubtedly what happens to people that go beyond extreme with eating disorders. You've dropped 90 pounds. 90 pounds is a lot of weight to drop in such a short period of time, especially in an unhealthy way. Now, I'm not going to say more in this part of well, I'm not gonna keep continuing and saying, you know, what happens when you have an eating disorder and everything, because this individual, Justin, has realized that he has an eating disorder and wants help and wants to figure out how to get help, because that's what I'm going to address in this video. And so I'm getting asked, what kind of workouts do I do to get better and everything like that? It's clear that, I guess, when you are trying to get better, you're trying to do it in such a way that, at least from a mind of somebody with an eating disorder, an anorexic, you want to gain pure muscle. He's saying that he understands that it's okay to gain fat, but deep down inside, he's scared shitless of doing that. That is the truth, because I was scared shitless of gaining fat. I was doing anything I could not to gain that fat. And so I was eating, and I also was working out. But that trend of trying to just not gain fat and being so scared just doesn't work, especially when you are in a starvation mode. In a starvation sense, you basically, all the food that you are going to be eating at the start when you are anorexic isn't necessarily, it is going to go to fat. It isn't necessarily going to go to muscle right away. It's going to go to both, but it's going to go to it's mostly going to go to fat because you're in starvation mode. And when you're in starvation mode, your body is trying to gather as many nutrients as possible, and you are eating so that it can survive. And at the start, that is where that food will go, because you've already started eating into fat, and you are starting to eat into muscle when you are starving your body. And so the body is in survival mode right now. And so initially, yes, the food will go into certain areas. However, it does spread around, you know, because your muscles need food as well. Believe it or not, even if you've dwindled away to a very low weight, you still have muscle on your body. And with the more food that you eat, the more your muscles actually grow and actually accept the proteins and everything else that you are eating. So, in essence, you need to listen to these doctors. They will put you on, when you go to an eating disorder clinic, to all these programs, they will put you on a diet. They will tell you you need to eat a certain amount of food. They will give you a meal plan. I tried to do it differently. For 6 months after going out of the hospital, I tried to just do everything on my own, and nothing worked. My suggestion is this: listen to those doctors. Listen to them and go by what they say until you start gaining some weight back. They're doctors for a reason. I'm not saying I didn't listen to doctors, and I did it my own way, but it took me a lot longer. And I think most people wouldn't actually be able to do what I did. I think I was lucky. I think I fought through it a lot more. I was a lot more strong than a lot of people with eating disorders. I was able to fight through these voices. However, for the first 6 months, it was just up and down struggle. And had I actually listened to doctors and followed a meal plan, I think I would have maybe been able to rebound more quickly. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe I would have been still with an eating disorder if I didn't do it my way. I don't know. I never went down that path, so I can't really comment on that. However, in your position, if you have gone to a doctor, if you did really go to an eating disorder clinic after you wrote this letter, listen to those doctors and listen to them and follow the meal plan. I know you're trying to have a certain goal in mind. You want to look good and you want to eat healthy and gain muscle and everything like that. But you right now have a mental disorder, a mental illness, and you need to overcome that. So as hard as it may seem to listen to doctors and eat all this food and follow a meal plan, if I really am your hero and inspiration, listen to me. And go ahead and listen to them and follow their plan for at least 6 months. And follow it until you start gaining weight, until you start getting healthy. Gain 30, 40 pounds back, even 50. Gain that weight back. And then start focusing on different other goals. Because right now you are focusing on survival. You're focusing on just getting better, getting back to normal, because you are not normal right now. Until you hit that average weight, that normal weight, that acceptable weight for your height and your body type, you really shouldn't focus on bodybuilding or whatever it is that you are trying to achieve. You right now are in survival mode. And that is something that is really hard for somebody with an eating disorder, body image disorder, to realize, to accept. And so my biggest tip is to listen to those doctors and eat and follow meal plans and eat and eat and eat. And then come back, write me another letter, and then I'll give you the real tips on how to, not the real tips, but on how to proceed from there. Once you've started gaining some weight back and gotten healthy, then you can proceed and go further with bodybuilding, powerlifting, CrossFit, whatever it is that you desire, yoga, Zumba, whatever it is that you are after, becoming a professional athlete of some sort, whatever it is that you are after, then I'll help you out once again. I'll answer your questions once you are healthy. But until then, I feel it's wrong for me to tell people to go and do exactly what I did when I was down that path, because initially my path, my ideas, my goals, and my plan, my camera stopped. Initially, like I said, my ideas, my plan, my goals were all wrong at the start because I was playing around with it. I didn't know the proper way to do it at the start. And it took me a while to realize what the proper way was. But when I did realize what the proper way was, then I started succeeding. But that took a long time. And it took a lot of trial and error, and it took a lot of battling with my head. So I do regret not going to the doctors and listening to them. And so, especially at the start. And so that's what I would recommend. Listening to those doctors and then going from there. So I'm not going to provide you with a nutritional plan, advice right now. I want you to listen to the doctors because you're going to go a lot further, in my opinion. That's that. I'm sorry if I disappointed you with this answer, but that's the truth and you need to hear it. I'm Furious Pete. Thank you for supporting. Thank you for listening. Team Furious. Dedicated for life. D4L, baby! Catch you guys next time. If you guys have questions, write to me. teamfurious@furiouspete.com. Write me letters. I've gotten lots of letters, and I think I'm going to address a lot of them. Appreciate it, guys. Stay sexy, stay hungry, and of course, get laid, my friends. And they ask me, how did you become sponsored? Especially years ago. Now, I guess, with my YouTube following, you know, it's grown, and my following has grown. I guess that can sometimes